Hi everyone. Today's session is about how to use Canva to create some amazing graphics for your social media channels. My name is Juanita and I am from the Online Business Academy. Now, I really love Canva as a tool because it gives you the opportunity of creating some amazing graphics without having to go to a graphic designer every single time you need something done. In saying that, I absolutely encourage you to use a graphic designer for all your professional designs. They're trained in this and they know what they're doing for graphics. So let's go through Canva. And before we start, I really want to encourage you to think about your branding and think about how you put your graphics together. And the reason for that is Canva is such an amazing tool that you can get quite carried away with everything that it has to offer, that sometimes I see people overloading a graphic with different fonts and different colors and different things that are not even aligned to their brand. So when I say aligned to the brand, it means that if you are a professional brand and you use a specific font, through your graphics, use that font. If you are a fun brand and you use a fun, funky font, use that font through your graphics. Get your colors right. So whatever the colors are for your particular business, use those colors. Now, if you don't know the colors, you can go back to your graphic designer and ask them. Ask for the hex color. That is the color with the pound sign or the hashtag in front of it. Because that's what Canva uses and records. For your own purposes, if you don't know your particular colors, I'm going to show you a little trick. And if you don't have this and while you do it, please stop the recording, go and do this and come back to the recording. So there's a little app called Eyedropper. See there? E-Y-E Dropper. And I've already downloaded it and it's sitting there on my toolbar. And if I click on it, Eyedropper will appear like this. The reason for Eyedropper is that I can go into any website. So let's go into a particular website and we'll go into, let's go social media conference website. And the conference website is going to come up. Now, I don't quite know what that color is, and I really want to grab that blue over there. Now, I do already know these colors, so I am doing a play around with Canva to show you how this works, to show you how Eyedropper works. So if you click on Eyedropper and you pick a color from your web page, just hover around. Can you see there's a little square? If I click on that particular color there and hit it, and I go back to Eyedropper, you'll see that the color has come up over here, and that's the color that I'm looking for. Now, Eyedropper will give you the hex, the RGB, the HSL colors. What I really want to do is just copy these over here without taking the pound or the hashtag. And if I'm using that color in Canva, that's the color that I'm going to be using for my designs and writing, etc. Okay, so that's just another little tip for you. If you don't have Eyedropper on your computer, go and download it, and it's fabulous for picking up different colors in different websites. The next thing that you want to do is, I am in Canva at the moment. If you're new to Canva, or if you haven't downloaded it yet, stop this video and go download it and register, www.canva.co.com. So let's get started. You won't see any of this. This is all the little designs that I've played with and made, and some of them are for training purposes and some of them are real. So you can see that there's a heap of things that you can actually do on Canva. So you'll come in, you'll probably have a blank screen over here, and you will get an interactive demonstration from Canva when you first register. But I'm going to jump ahead and I'm going to show you what you can do in Canva. So at the top, you'll see create a design. And what I love is Canva have put together all the different kinds of images that you can create. If you click the plus button, you can create so many more images, and they have everything covered here, right through to Pinterest graphics, to A4s, to letterheads, A4 letterheads, album covers, if you want a book cover, etc. And you can kind of really get lost in the beauty of Canva. Now, the free version of Canva will give you a few free elements, but as you go along and as you're choosing elements, it costs you $1 per element that you add if it is a paid element. So not all elements are paid elements, but if you do choose a paid element, when you are finished your graphic, it will ask you to pay for it. So for the purposes of this, oh, sorry, just one more thing. If you want to use a specific custom dimension and you don't want to use anything that is here in Canva, you can create your own custom dimensions. All right. So for the purposes of this, we're going to create a Facebook post. When I click on Facebook post, you'll see that Facebook already give me, Canva already give me a whole heap of lovely little things that I can choose from. Now, as I hover over them, it will tell you that this here is paid. So you'd have to pay $1 for all of these. And if you wanted to find free ones, these ones are free down here. Can you see that? So those are free. And really what I'm going to do is take a free one and show you how you can play around with something that's already created and change it to your brand colors and have a bit of fun with it. So this is now, so if I wanted to just keep this graphic as it was, I could download it straight away and there I have a graphic. Anything that you do, I would strongly suggest that you put your website address on the graphic so that people have a way of getting back to you if the graphic is shared around by anyone else. Now, the way that this works is I can click on an element in the graphic, and can you see there that the box comes up? And that box is white. I can change the color of that box to another color. Now, you can see the colors that are coming up here. These are the colors on the back here. And Canva, this is the standard palette for Canva. And then it will bring up the colors that are in the actual graphic as well. Now, remember before I said that you could add your own colors in, depending on, and you should because of your branding. So I'm going to leave the white box. I don't want to change that, but I'm going to go to the graphic over here, this graphic. Let's see if I can get the, oopsie, it's not doing it. Okay, there we go. So I want to change the background of this graphic to that pink from the website. So I would copy that first piece over there and I do plus over here and just copy it in down there, and you'll see that that's the color that now comes up in the graphic at the back. For purposes of this, you can see that you can't really change the color on these little, because these are actual images that have been uploaded. So you can't change the color on them, but I can actually delete that image if I don't want it there. So I can delete stuff on here, and I can flip these around and move them around. So the way that I move them around is I just click on the image and I will move it around, and I can turn it around and I can have that one coming off the page over there. So it's sort of, and if I want to, I can actually copy that image as well. So I'll do Control Copy, Control V to paste it, and I can take that and fill the gap with the other one, and I can have that kind of hovering over there if I want to. So you can see that you have the option of really playing around with the images, making them bigger and smaller, like you would Let's copy this one, and we'll take this one down here. Now, this is interesting because what I want to show you is that one went underneath the image, where this one was happy to be above the image. So it's just the way that it's been copied. That's all. Let's turn this one around a little bit here, so it doesn't look like exactly the same one over there. All right, so now we've changed the little background of this image, and we want to start changing the words. Now, I like the words over here, and the thank you, I would want to be a different yellow. So I'm going to go with this yellow over here, which is actually our branding yellow. So let's copy that, go here, and I'll go into here, click on it, paste my color. So can you see how subtly different the yellows are? It's really important that you do follow your branding and that you make sure that you are using the right colors and the right fonts. Now, the font that's been used up here is Chinsel, which is this one over here. I can change this, and that's why I suggested to you beforehand that you know what your font is that you are using, so that you can use that font throughout your graphics. And so I'm going to use, let's use that one there. Oopsie, that's a bit thick there. So let's use that one there. Oops, don't like that one. Okay. Let's just go find the font that we normally use. Okay. Now, a warm note to say, I kind of like that, but I want that to be in blue. So what I might do again is find my blue. Now, for you, if you're not using Eyedropper for your blue, that's fine. You can just use the palette from Canva. But again, a clear warning for you is that you really think about your branding and what you want to do. Whoopsie. I've just hit copy there instead of paste. So control copy. So really think about your branding. Let's go here, and I am going to add the color in. And there is the color. Now you can see that that's really small. You can't see it. So I can change things again over here. Let's make it Hammersmith, and I can change it to any font, but again, keep it within, the font that you are using. This is the size of the font over here, so I can increase this and say I want a 16. I can bold it, I can italic it, and I can center it or not center it down here, and I can change it into capitals or lowercase again, whatever I feel comfortable with. And I can have bullet points in here as well. And let's change this down here. So can you see how easy this is? It's just a little bit of time for you to go through things and think about what you actually want to put. So I'm going to put you a warm note to say thank you for being awesome customers. And you'll see that this has now fallen into 2 lines. Again, when you're thinking of design and things like that, try and keep the themes going. And this is where people really make mistakes when they design. So they have a different font, a different font, a different font, and different things going on all over. Really think about it and just kind of keep your designs and your fonts and things the same. So we're going to go back here, and you'll see that the last font I used has been kept. And I know that I did it as a 14 or a 16, I think. Now let's put it up there. And I bold it, and I might italic it again. And you know what? Maybe we make it speak to them, an awesome for being, whoopsie, an awesome customer, like that. Okay, now I might want to add something else in here. So this is what Canva have given me, but I might want to add more text in. So I just hit the text button over here. And again, that's why I said just restrain yourself, because you can get carried away. It has so many different text. You can add a heading, a subheading, or a little body, but you can also go all the way down here and choose any of these and add it to your graphic as well. Now I am going to pop that down here, and I'm going to change this to just my website. Oh, there we go. And you'll see that as I was typing, because it's constrained within this size here, as I was typing, it sized itself down, but I can actually stretch it out and make it bigger again if I wanted to. I don't. And I just want to show you that as I'm stretching this back in again, you'll see that there's some lines that start appearing on the side over here. So let's do that. Can you see them there? They've just come in. There. That's telling me that I'm in line with this graphic over here, the square. And if I pull this one in, did you see there? It tells me I'm in line with that graphic. And now I can pull this up and pop it there wherever I want it. And there I have a lovely little graphic. I can take this and move it around. If I'm moving it around, you can see that. And can you see how that changes the whole graphic? So if I wanted to remove that round piece completely, I could, and change the whole graphic. Okay, so I'm going to leave that in there. And let's make sure it's centered. Can you see there how it's telling me that it's centered by the lines? This is the beauty of Canva. So as you're making the graphic, it shows you how you centered, etc. I love this graphic. I want to keep it. I go to download, and it will ask me how I want to download the file. It says recommended PNG. I always keep PNG for social media channels, especially Facebook tend to show a better graphic with PNG. It's more crisp than with any of the other extensions. So definitely, if you are doing a social media graphic, go for PNG. Of course, if you're doing a document, you might want to go with PDF. Okay, so we're waiting for this to download. As it's downloaded, let's give it a name. So thank you to customers. And we're going to put in here the date, because I think it's important for you to understand the date. Let's go like that. Date, save. And then when you've saved it, you'll see that you get a notification that you can share it straight away now via email, or you can tweet it, or you can post it. And once you click one of those things, Canva will ask for permission to access those channels, and you can give them permission if you want to. I don't particularly do that. The reason is I think it's really good for you to sit down and create some good graphics for yourself for your social media channels. Do it in one go and then schedule it out, and the next session will be on buffer. So that's one graphic. Let me show you how you can make a graphic without using any of the lovely graphics that are offered by Canva. So I'm going to go and click on social media post here. You'll see that every single one comes out white. But as I said, I don't want to use any of these. So I go to elements over here, and you'll see that you've got a whole lot of little elements that you can put in. And I can add elements, but I can add text, and you've got a whole lot of text. What I really do want to start with is a background. So you can add just a plain background. And again, if you are keeping in line with your branding, you could add a background that is your branding. Now, you'll see that anything that I've saved before has dropped off because I'm going into a new graphic. And so you have to reload it again. So there's my color blue, and that's the graphic that I'm using. However, I can have a bit of fun and I can play around and add any of these other graphics in if I want to. So I can create a post with, you know, that kind of a graphic. Now let's see what's exciting about this is even though I have that graphic over there, I am able to change the color of the graphic. And I do that by, let's just choose a color here. Let's go that color. Just grab this color again. I'm able to change it by clicking on the pink over there. In this case, I want to add my own color again. Put it in, and you'll see that every bit of pink in the graphic is now gone. Does that look great? Maybe not. And so you would play around with it. So you can really choose the background of your graphic, and you can change the color of the background literally to anything that you want. Then you can add. So you can start adding elements. Now, if you wanted to, for example, add a little shape in here, and you wanted to add, let's say, a lovely little circle in here, you could. And then you wanted to type in some text in here, you could as well. So you literally can either click and add your text. Now that's white, by the way. That's why it's showing up white. So you can go and change that color and make it purple. And you can have a bit of fun with it. So this is where you can have a lot of fun with your graphics. You can have a lot of fun with creating a graphic that is specifically for you. As I said, just be careful not to overwhelm. One last thing is you can actually also upload your own photos, and you can add those photos in. And I'll show you here that if I'm putting it into that circle, as soon as I, oopsie, sorry, so it doesn't fall straight into the circle. So I can add the graphic, and I can change it. Obviously, this kind of a graphic, then I wouldn't add in here. I'd probably look for something that's more round. Also, depending on when you're putting the elements in, will make a difference to where they're sitting on the graphic. So kind of think of wherever you're putting stuff in as layering. So if I started with that download of this graphic, it would be sitting at the back, and then I might add this into it, and then this. So depends on how I layer it. Okay, so your work and your action to take for this is to go and sit down and really spend a good half an hour with Canva and play with it. Just play, add stuff, take stuff away, etc. Once you get the feel of Canva, I want you to spend another half an hour and create at least 2 to 3 graphics for your social media channel. That graphic can be as simple as just taking a photo that you have already taken, uploading it in here and adding the text, which is your website. Or it can be as complex as adding all the little elements. Completely up to you, but really have a play around with it and get into the feel of Canva. Great. Have a fabulous day, and check out the other training.